Beckley, how? Let me get, where's that Tim Beckley? I got a little bit of Charlie Murray, but Beckley here, he hangs out with a lot of movie stars and high-level folks all over the country, and our next step is to get funding for Right to Know. It's been out of our back pocket. Most of the organizers and a few members that we have, and we want some major stars to maybe have a concert or something like that as a benefit for Operation Right to Know, and I'm going to try to work on Tim to, maybe he can help us out. I don't know.
Well, good afternoon. You know, it's pretty warm out here today. I would say probably between 95 and 100. But it must have been pretty warm back in 1952, in the summer of that year, when there were a couple of incidents where radar here at the National Airport actually picked up over a dozen UFO blips on their radar screen, and we sent some of our fighter planes up to chase these objects on several occasions. So obviously the President of the United States has been aware of what's going on for some time. We've chased these things. There's been all kinds of top secret documents that have been written about it, and it's about time that we do know what's going on. I remember actually back in the late 1960s, I was here in Washington, D.C., courtesy of Harold Salkin, who was the publicist for a number of UFO events that took place here. And I was lecturing not far from here at the YMCA. We had rented a big auditorium for the day. Unfortunately, only about 8 or 9 people showed up for that talk, and the reason was because there was a demonstration going on outside. In fact, as I looked out the big picture window behind me on the podium, I could see the police chasing demonstrators and tear gas going off. So we haven't gotten to that point, and I don't think we ever will, fortunately, because this is the 90s. But we should demand the right for every American to know what's
bringing the 4th of July.
Without, with absolute honesty, in the field of UFO research from the journalistic standpoint. He's a science writer, writes in Spanish and English, and now he's the UFO editor of Fate magazine. And I worked with him for many years. I was his editor for a while when I worked for the New York City Tribune. So here's Antonio Huneus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yes, I want to thank first of all Hal, who I worked with many years, and at a time where no other newspaper in New York, I'm sure, would have published dozens and dozens of UFO articles. Thanks to Hal's help, we did get all that stuff published in the New York City Tribune. So, as many of you know, I've been in this field now since 1980s, and now we have a reverse equation where in Russia, the government is producing lots of UFO files. This victory can and will be ours. And God bless you and God bless America. Bill Adelante, he's from Rosario City in Argentina. His demonstration was not able to commence today because a political official will not give a permit. We'll address that in a minute. I introduce Bill Adelante, Operation Right to Know, Rosario City, Argentina.
Yeah. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here in the United States of America with you. I'm coming from South America, from Argentina. You know why? Because I also want to know the truth about it. I got a letter together and sent it out to the various UFO organizations. And I basically got no response, so I kind of gave up at that point. And I guess Mike, Ed, and Elaine kind of took up from there. But the one thing I would like to point out, I did get a very negative letter from Lufa. In 1983, I sent a petition to the German government asking about the truth about UFOs.
UFO, UFO, where'd you come from? Why'd you go? UFO, UFO, are you friend or foe? Now did you come to save the planet? The U.S. government says I can't understand it, says I don't know right from wrong. I wonder why I'm singing a song. UFO, UFO, where'd you come from? Why'd you go? UFO, UFO, are you friend or foe?
hold the mic too.
Oh.
As Hal was explaining, a few days ago, in fact on June 30th, 1993, Wednesday, Operation Right to Know sponsored a demonstration at the Washington Post. We did this in order to bring to the attention of the Washington Post and its editors high-quality information on the UFO phenomenon. Well, we were a bit disappointed in their response. And so we decided to satirize them. And we did so in the demonstration on the street in front of the Washington Post. We will now present our satire, and I would like to indicate that our actors are Donald Ratt, Stan Hendler, Stan Trailer, point.
Yeah.